We have a go for engine start. 6,
May 1992, Endeavour's maiden flight.
3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff.
It was built to replace the Challenger after the tragic explosion on liftoff. NASA was hoping for a flawless mission, but it would soon become a public relations nightmare. Spacewalkers Pierre Thuot and Richard Heeb were trying to recapture a satellite that had been drifting in lower Earth orbit for 2 years. But it didn't work.
Oh, I missed it. Hang on. Okay, I have to catch it next time.
And the satellite spun out of control.
So the first thing I'm wondering is, what's wrong with the hardware? What's wrong with the grab?
At Johnson Space Center in Houston, veteran astronaut Story Musgrave was watching from mission control.
I see heads looking my way, and then the big boss comes over, the big boss. And I stood up. He said, "Story?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Fix it."
It would have to be fixed in 24 hours.
I had to go through their simulations and their training to get in a suit and go to their simulator and see why isn't the bar getting on? What did they miss in their imagination? And you have to have your suit put together because it's pieces. There's no Story Musgrave suit. There's an arm, there's a leg, there's a this or that. So you have to, off the warehouse, you have to assemble my suit. They said, "Story, your suit's been ready for 24 hours. They knew. They knew if it's not going to work, whose suit they need. So I ran right to the simulator building. As soon as I went in the door, this little man in the red coat grabbed me. He said, "Story, I know what's going on up there." He said the air-bearing floor they had been training on is absolutely frictionless. So the satellite with a little spin on it was mounted on an air-bearing floor that would be free to move. He said, "It's not frictionless." He said, "Story, you slam that satellite in the face all day long and it's not going to move."
What did you do to fix it?
I got on the simulator and sure enough, you punch it in the face all day long and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't go out of control because it's not on an air-bearing floor.
We got 1 day left, 1 attempt left. Where do you want to put all your eggs?
Me and the Tiger team. Now, so it's not just me. Nothing is ever just me, that's for sure. A Tiger team. There's a Tiger team, fix this problem. And I was the astronaut part of the Tiger team, go fix this problem. We came up with a 3-person grab. We came up with positioning 3 people out there that would simply grab 18,000 pounds with fingertips. So I came up with positioning, just the positions to have 3 people like that, and I had them eyeballs to eyeballs so they could see each other at the same height. This was important. And also so when the shuttle came down, you would be level. The bottom of the satellite would be level to the bay of the shuttle like this. You would keep flying it down until it was in front of your face and all 3 people would grab it with fingertips, 18,000 pounds.
The astronauts would try this plan for the first time while floating in space, with only their suits protecting them. The slightest mistake or tear in a glove could be deadly.
We thought about cutting the gloves too. No, the sharp edges, that was not an issue.
Tension was mounting here on the ground. Some feared any collision between the satellite and the shuttle would be catastrophic. The shuttle would not be able to return to Earth.
The big guy said, "We got some people here that want to talk to you. You have to come and listen to these people." This is us, the Tiger team. And they said, "You're going to kill people. You're going to kill them. You're going to destroy the shuttle."
But Musgrave was certain this time the capture would work, because it was the choreography behind the spacewalk that failed, not the shuttle.
I mean, I have to express that kind of concern. But the shuttle, for all its problems, is how complex it's been, how expensive, how risky it's been. It's an unbelievable flying machine, especially when it comes to doing that kind of flying. So I had no concerns about the dynamics.
Let's do it. Got it. All got a good grip? Yes, sir. Houston, I think we got a satellite.
The successful capture would become a celebrated moment in NASA's history.
3, 2, 1, fire.
It was the first time that 3 people simultaneously walked in space from a spacecraft, and Thuet, Akers, and Heeb set a record for the longest spacewalk, 8 hours and 29 minutes. That record held for 9 years. But for Story Musgrave, triumph would last a lifetime. For The Daily, I'm Elizabeth Saab.